from the high school.
Yep.
When they had it there. And, God, I think that was in the very early 2000s.
Right.
So, yeah, I've been to a few since then. I've been on board with them for the last 10 years.
Wow.
So, yeah, so it's been a journey. Like I started out working for this guy in Bangalore and just helping him. He had a band called Engine 37. They're based in Melbourne. Really cool. Check them out, anyone listening. Sort of real heavy, sort of a rock, but his voice is just, it's just amazing. You'd like them, I reckon.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we were managing those guys, and then I got a phone call from a lady from the Bluesfest busking, and she said, we're looking for a judge. And I said, well, I'll do it. Yeah, so that's how I got involved as a judge, and then took on the whole organising of it about 6 years ago. So working alongside the likes of Peter Noble and, and I've met some, pretty awesome musicians. And
Do they constantly ring you? You've got an event management business, right?
Yeah.
ACE.
Anita, Colenbrander Entertainment.
That's great. Isn't that perfect?
Yeah. I'll show hang on. While we're here, I'll show you my card because you'll like that too.
Yeah? What a great way. I actually heard about your business name probably years ago, right?
Okay.
But it wasn't until I looked you up recently and I went, oh, that's your name.
I know.
Isn't that perfect?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And when
ACE.
it's ACE. And my partner now,
what a card.
We've known each other for 7 years, and that's what he's always called me, with ACE.
ACE.
So, yeah.
That's my way of saying that's great.
Yeah.
ACE.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. And coming up with a business name, it's like coming up with a band name, and you just think to yourself, I've known so many people that, have started a band and they're like, oh, we need a band name.
Yeah.
Like you guys, Titanic's obviously for reasons.
Yeah, cash in. Try and cash in.
Your heritage, where you come from. But yeah, and for me, when I decided to take on, my own stuff, it was just there. I just went, I need a Colenbrander Entertainment, and then it's ACE. So it's it evolved just organically.
Do people ring you every day? Because I'm constantly trying to get gigs, okay, as you do, as everyone does. So I find it funny that I'm this guy, but if I have to call someone, you're sort of like sucking up, you're like, and you're putting on your entire show in the phone call.
Yeah.
So I imagine your whole life. I always think, oh, here we go. Come on, Drew, try and act natural. Try and just be natural, please, please, please. And then I always go, oh, yeah, just goof out and never get the job. Yeah. And I always think it's the way no doubt in your event management world where bands are trying their best to make that you like them in every step of the way. Phone call.
Email.
Just bombarded.
I, over the years, I have received obviously heaps of phone calls and heaps of emails and stuff like that. And, I've got to the point now where I know exactly what I do, so I can, just say yes or, no, I can't help you or whatever. But yeah, I do notice that, that real nicety and, people are just super, super nice and being.
Or do you get the cool bros too? Like, hey babe, what's happening?
Yeah. The ones that they've just got a little bit of an ego or whatever. Yeah. But, you do come across some people that, okay, so for instance, they think they're all that, and they get into the competition and just, for example, this year we had a guy enter and he turned up and the heats are held at the Beach Hotel. So we have a main stage presence, and then we've got a rear stage. So it's got the stage riser, it's got a sound system, PA, and a sound engineer and all that sort of stuff. So they're getting the same quality either main stage or the rear stage. Anyway, this guy's turned up and the schedule's set. The schedule's set, weeks in advance. So the acts know when they're playing what time, so they can advertise themselves and stuff. And this guy, he rolls in and he's playing on the rear stage. And the rear stage I sort of leave for solos and duos because it is a smaller stage. He turns up, solo act, and he's like, am I playing on that stage? I said, yeah, buddy, that's, go up and meet Sarah. She's your sound engineer and she'll tell you what's going on. I don't like that stage. I'm like, oh, really? And he goes, no, I like big stages. I said, well, you're playing on the rear stage. And I said, don't discount that stage. I said, the winner of those competitions, she took the comp out in 2012 and she didn't even have a stage riser. So seriously, dude. Anyway, he played on the rear stage and I had to apologize to the sound girl, Sarah. I said, I'm so sorry for sending him your way. I said, but you'll be right. You'll be able to look after him. Anyway, his repertoire, basically, I think he employed the whole of the backpackers in Byron Bay. So they all came along. I don't know if he was offering free beers, but he just thought he was the shit.
Wow.
And, wanted to play on the big stage, got on the rear stage. Anyway, and all it was the intro stuff. Like, he didn't sing, didn't do anything like that. And then his second song, he proceeded to explain to the crowd how to play the guitar. So I was like, okay. So you're here for an original music competition.
So it was all bluff. He was just like fumbling through.
It was just the weirdest thing. And his songs would go for, because it was all instrumental, so they would go for 6-7 minutes long. And so it's, he was just losing the crowd and
People are weird. They're so weird.
I know. And you're like, really? Come on.
Yeah.
People aren't digging this.
But you can kind of see from a mile away.
Yeah.
There's people that have done sort of a couple of shows, and then the people have done 100 shows, and they sort of you fall into that system of that industry.
Yeah.
Whether you're a plumber or what.
Yeah.
You can't just sort of change anything.
Exactly.
So it just shows like, oh man, you really?
Yeah, come on.
We've got 100 bands on today or something.
Yeah.
What? You're obviously a novice, and we'll be watching you. Oh no, he's horrible. Oh, of course he is. And he wanted to be on the main stage.
Yeah, but I mean, my biggest thing and what I've seen over the years is the ones that get the furthest in the industry is the humble ones. Yeah. The ones that, they don't have that ego about them. They're, they're really good at what they do, and they can bring, the vibe in, and, the listeners just, dig them, and they've got that, real positiveness, that energy that people just want to be around them. People want to hear them. People want to hear their songs and what they're singing about and stuff like that. They usually get the furthest. So.
Yeah, I really agree with that.
Yeah.
And sometimes people or entertainer types need to be reminded. Oh, I know, it's like a constant work on yourself, but it ends up being a good person. Like that's the end result is, who I met the last 2 weeks ago at one of these business meeting things, full guy in a suit, and we started talking about this and that, and he claimed, and I really believe him because it was no yabba, Canadian guy. He said who's the guy from Noiseworks? What's his name? The singer.
My partner would know this question.
Yeah, what's his name? The singer from Noiseworks.
Yes.
Okay, who has never really gone away.
Yeah.
Right. And now he's in this. We're raising the question now because I saw ZZ Top. They came to Australia. John Stevens.
Ah, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I don't know John Stevens at all. But I was questioning why. Hang on a minute. John Stevens is in this like rock band right now called the Dead Daisies. Have you noticed? There's the Dead Daisies name, and they're highly advertised everywhere. And they're a bunch of American musicians with John Stevens at the front, and they've done American tours. I'm going, I just can't work that out. Like, I'm talking Slash has played on his record, and
oh wow,
I'm thinking either John Stevens has like been selling cocaine on the side and had like $10 million to hire these big guys, and now he's so if any big act, and like the gigs are falling away, it's not like the Angels would tour everywhere. So if a act comes to the Gold Coast, they play once, sort of thing,
Yeah.
And the Dead Daisies again are supporting someone. And I was saying this to this guy, and he goes, I actually know John really well. I really, really, really know him really well. He's a great friend. And he sort of pulled me up and he said, he's just nothing more than a sweetheart gentleman. Everywhere he goes, he gives everyone who's worthy, like everyone with the same open sort of heart sort of thing, all the time in the world. And people just love him in the industry. Yeah, mate, have the gig, That's and
awesome.
It was like, wow, it was really nice to hear. Yeah. Just like you were saying, like the people sort of radiate this sort of thing and they can rock out. What a bonus.
Yeah.
But the person in the back of the room is going, there's something about that dude, you know?
Yeah.
And, so it's true. You can just sort of see someone that's like, man.
Yeah.
You just haven't found yourself yet or some weird thing.
Exactly.
Sort of hiding behind it.
Being true. That's exactly right. Being true to yourself and true to your art and all that sort of stuff. So, so I've met a lot of musos like that. And, you know, I've also met a lot of musos on the good side as well. Like just for instance, a guy called Mark Lowndes. He's entered the competition a couple of times and he's from Brisbane. Beautiful guy, like big, dark guy, from New Zealand. He's got a family and very family oriented actually, and works with Indigenous kids as well. That's his job, and so his hobby is his music. And I think he's been on Australia's Got Talent. So he's just got this mesmerizing, beautiful voice. Plays the guitar, and he's never made it through to the finals. And it's not because he's not good enough. I think that it's
a TV show.
Yeah,
basically.
Exactly. And the same with the busking competition. He's never made it through to the finals. Like, okay, we've got, just putting it out there, we've got, say, 40 acts over those 2 days, and the judges only get to choose 6 out of that 40 to put through to the finals. So it's a hard feat for them. So Mark did get into the finals one year. But anyway, he keeps coming back, and he's just the nicest guy. And loves what we do and what we stand for. And it paid off for him this year. He entered and he didn't make it into the finals, but Polly Snowden, who you might know, she's massive on the Gold Coast. She does a lot of stuff with musicians, filming. She does film clips and photo shoots, as well as she's, does a lot of event stuff. And anyway, she was Michael Franti's PA for 4 years.
Wow.
And she fell in love with Mark Lowndes, and she was just like, I want to get him up with Michael Franti at the Blues Fest. Wow. And we're like, hell yeah. And because she wanted him in the finals too, and they were like, well, he's going to get this opportunity. He gets a phone call telling him that he's playing at the Blues Fest on the Monday night with Michael Franti. So he comes out. Can you imagine? Yeah. So his heart and his persistence in his love of his art paid off in the end. And he basically, got the dream gig of his life. And
let me guess, all you guys, the organisers, were just totally stoked for him. Yeah. Because you love him, he didn't win a competition, but what is a competition? But he's actually already winning.
Exactly.
He's just a winner. Yeah. We love him for it.
Yeah. And he had that opportunity.
That's great.
So, yeah. And that's great. I know with it is a competition in the end, and there is the overall winner, but this has opened so many doors for so many musos on so many different levels, and that's just one of them. So,
well, even a competition is good for any person because it teaches you how to win as well. If you were to win, you really need to be a great winner.
Yeah,
Mark there could have won and been no doubt that guy, by the sound of it, would have been a great winner.
Yeah.
He would been very supportive of the second,
Yeah, and that's what the judges do take into account. I know when they're sort of deliberating on, who they're thinking will qualify for that slot, and they take into that the consideration of
promoting the.
Yeah, is this person going to take it to the next level? Is this person going to, foster what it's all about, kind of thing, and not just get all starstruck and just go, well, I've won, that's all I have to do now, everybody has to come to me.
A life of meth awaits. See you guys.
I'm done now.
I've seen it though. You would have seen it. Are you a singer?
No. Oh God, I have I did singing lessons years ago because I just thought I was a singer. Because you hear yourself in the shower and you're just like, that sound all right.
I do.
Anyway, so I thought, okay, I'm going to go to singing lessons. And it was a lady just up in Surface, and she advertised through the paper of these group singing lessons.
Right.
So I went along, and none of us could sing, or maybe there was a few girls in the class that could actually sing. But